What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we have the Lightfall leveling guide showcasing everything you need to know about the Destiny 2 leveling system, as well as how to level up as fast and efficiently as possible. And so, let's get started. But really quick, guys, longtime partner of the channel, Advanced GG, just released a new bundle in celebration of the release of Lightfall. And if you're on that Destiny 2 grind, brother, I know you could use more energy. So click the link in the description and remember to use code KHD for a discount and to support the channel. That's a win-win right there. Alright, now as for the leveling system, the baseline is make number go up. But there's multiple different values along the journey that are really going to change the way you play the game. So the first important value is 1600. This is the power floor. If you just start the game or you haven't been playing for years and come back, all your gear will be 1600. Now, the next extremely important value is 1750. This is the soft cap. So from 1600 all the way to 1750, every single piece of gear you get will advance your overall power level. So the random blue you got from an enemy, another random blue that you got for doing a public event, a legendary you got from doing a questline, all of that stuff will be higher in power level than your overall power level and will serve to advance you forward. But the next important value is 1800. This is the powerful cap. So from 1750 to 1800, no longer will every drop help you. In fact, most of the drops will now just be either at level or likely a couple of power levels below your overall power level. And you now have to actually specifically go and seek out powerful or pinnacle drops. So as you can see right here, if I look at Banshee the Gunsmith, if I was to turn in more Gunsmith bounties, I get a powerful drop. So that is actually going to be a higher power level than my overall power level and advance me forward in level. However, there's one more important value, and that is 1810. This is the pinnacle cap. So from 1800 to 1810, only pinnacle rewards will advance you levels. So we can see right here, if I hover over the Defiance Battlegrounds playlist in the Helm, if I do one more, I get a pinnacle drop. Now guys, importantly, pinnacle rewards will function identically to powerful rewards if you're under 1800. So if you're 1770, a pinnacle reward will still absolutely help your power level climb. In fact, it'll likely be a much bigger gap, a much bigger increase than a normal powerful reward. However, powerful rewards, again, are only useful until 1800, and they are completely useless to that 1810 pinnacle grind. So, with that out of the way, there's two different ways to gain power level in Destiny 2. The first one is your gear score. This is pretty simplistic. It's an aggregate of all the gear you're currently wearing. So if I put on a really low 1600 weapon here, my overall gear score goes down quite a bit. If I put back on my 1779 weapon, it goes up. But the other way is actually a native power level bonus that you get from your seasonal artifact. So as you can see right here, this is giving me +7 power all the time, and this is increased with experience. So a lot of people get hyper focused with just getting gear, getting drops, but you also want to be doing things like grabbing bounties and gaining experience completing those seasonal challenges, for example, and that is going to increase this power level from your seasonal artifact. So that's how the leveling system works. How do you level up as efficiently as possible? Well, most people are in for quite the grind until they get to the soft cap of 1750. However, there's kind of a cheat code, and that cheat code is the legendary Lightfall campaign. So if you can beat the entire Lightfall campaign on legendary difficulty, guys, one of your rewards is actually a full set of gear, so both armor and weapons that are all 1770. That's past the soft cap. That's in the middle of the powerful cap. That is going to be a monumental increase if you do that, soon to coming back or starting your account. So if you can get that done, you are just blasting ahead of everyone. Don't worry, I have done a guide showcasing some loadouts and tips for how to get that done easily. Check it out, it's linked up above. But if you can't do that, what you're looking to do is simply get a high velocity of rewards. You don't want to do something like a strike per se, where you open the chest at the end and you get one or two things after, a 12-minute strike. You want to be doing things like heroic public events, perhaps, that can take a couple of minutes and have a chance to give you, 2 blues easily. In fact, doing stuff like public events also introduces the concept of multitasking within activities. And so that is, hey, you're doing a public event in a public space, you can also go and grab patrols. You can also go and kill high-value targets that are spawning in that area. You can do multiple things while you're also doing this public event for even more rewards. And so, especially if you have a group of people making everything you're doing more efficient, this can be a way to get a lot of rewards very quickly. But another way is, even if you can't beat the legendary campaign in its entirety, if you can even beat one single level, as you can see, you're gonna get a double chest drop that's gonna give you like 3 to 4 different rewards at a time. It's actually pretty efficient in terms of just getting raw gear to farm whatever you find is the easiest legendary campaign mission over and over again, and it's just gonna be spitting out these rewards. Additionally, doing something like this is beneficial because you're avoiding powerful and pinnacle drops, right? You don't want to be doing something like Defiance Battlegrounds while you're under 1750, and that's because you get pinnacle drops for doing it. So yeah, if you do get a pinnacle drop while you're under the soft cap, it's going to advance your level like crazy, but then you're going to get to 1750 and go, crap, I should have saved that stuff for now, because that's the only drops that are going to advance you at that point. So again, save those pinnacle and powerful drops until after you've already reached the soft cap. However, a massive tip that you can use when leveling in the soft cap if you do get a powerful or pinnacle drop, or another great example is if you're doing the Lightfall campaign, you're leveling up your Neomuna rank, Nimbus is going to outright give you gear pieces that are absolutely swole. They have a massive power level advantage over everything else you have. It's just a huge jump with one piece of gear. That's going to happen quite a bit when you're leveling in the soft cap. Guys, you need to learn the concept of evening out. And that is, let's say you have 2 rewards available from Nimbus on Neomuna. If you grab one, you're actually going to see the other one increase in the power level it shows before you actually grab it. And that's because that piece of gear you got was so high, it dragged your entire overall power level up. So then you actually want to avoid grabbing that second piece, right? You want to go out and get some normal drops, get some blues, get some legendaries, whatever, farm public events, farm something, right? That is because you got your power level so inflated by that really high drop, then everything else you're gonna get is gonna give you huge advances. So the last thing you want is to get another really high piece, because that's not going to have as big of an effect. You want to even out, get a bunch of other stuff, bring all your other gear up to kind of match the massive power level advantage you got from that one piece, and then you get that second piece from Nimbus, and the same thing happens again. Your power level shoots up again, and then you can even out again by getting other pieces. Now, this is going to be really easy to do when you're in the soft cap because everything you get is going to be advancing. Again, you get that one piece, it drags everything up. You get any other blues, they're going to be huge power level increases. But it's also a very important concept to learn for the powerful grind. So here, you're gonna get a powerful or pinnacle reward, right? You get your pinnacle from doing 3 Defiance Battlegrounds. It's a huge increase to your power level. The last thing you wanna do is head immediately for another pinnacle, right? Especially if you don't have to do a bunch of activities. Let's say you have a pinnacle waiting for you, you have a checkpoint for a dungeon where you would beat the boss and get another pinnacle. You don't want that. And that's because if you get 2 helmets in a row, you're screwed. You've just wasted that pinnacle or powerful drop. So again, you kind of want to even out. And I know this is a difficult concept to explain, but I'm actually going to show you a clip of me doing it. So, I recently got some very high power level drops. This sword is 1783 and this fusion rifle is 1785. That's a good deal higher than the rest of my gear. So I'm not going to go and chase another powerful. What I'm actually going to do is open some paraversal hauls. Now I know a lot of you guys watching don't have these stocked up like me, no problem. The drops I get from these, so a legendary weapon and an armor piece, are just going to simulate normal world drops. So if I was to get a blue from an enemy, a legendary from a public event chest, that's going to be the exact same range of power levels as the loot I'm getting from these paraversal hauls. So again, it's just simulating going and getting random loot in the world, okay? But as you can see right here, because my fusion rifle and my sword were so high and they're dragging the power level up for my entire character, the 1777 class item I get is actually higher than my 1775 class item I have equipped. And so that is exactly what I'm talking about. I just made a power level gain even though I'm getting completely normal, not powerful drops deep into the powerful grind. I'm almost at the pinnacle cap, right? And so that right there is evening out. Not just simply mindlessly chasing pinnacles and powerfuls, but also trying to get random drops in the middle of that chase so that you can bring pieces that are lagging behind up to parity. And you can also really easily do this within your Season 20 Seasons Pass. So as you can see right here, pretty early on, I can get this fusion rifle at level 20, and it drops at 1780. Well, if I was to put all my best, highest power level gear on right now, my gear score, not my overall power level, but my gear score is exactly 1780. So the stuff from your Seasons Pass drops your exact average power level. Now in this case, my energy weapon is actually another fusion rifle that is way higher, so this wouldn't do me any good. But a little bit later in the pass, we can see you can get a random legendary engram. So if I look at my gear here, right, what is below 1780? Well, it's my chest piece, my legs, and my class item. If this legendary drops for any of those 3 things, that's going to be a power level advancement, right? Unfortunately, it gives me a kinetic slot weapon, which doesn't do me much good, but later on in your Seasons Pass, you don't have to rely so much on RNG, right? Later on, we get this stasis, so kinetic slot bow. And then after that, we get another, the exotic is a kinetic slot again, but then even later on, we start to get specific pieces of armor. So we have arms here and legs and so on. And so this concept even works if you're in the pinnacle grind past 1800. If you have certain pieces that are lagging behind, they're below your overall average gear score, you can head to your Seasons Pass, withdraw those specific pieces of gear, and bring them back up to parity. And this concept right here is really the most efficient way to level up in Destiny 2, is getting these sneaky power level advancements by not wasting the powerful and pinnacle drops, because there's only a limited amount in a given week. And so if you have someone who does a few powerfuls or pinnacles, increases the gear score, and then goes and gets some normal gear, evens out, fills some of the gaps of the gear lagging behind, and then goes after more pinnacles, versus someone who just mindlessly chases every single powerful and pinnacle on their screen. They just go after the glowing things in their destinations. The person who evens out, the person who tries to get those extra sneaky advantages, will be a much higher power level at the end of the week than the person who just solely goes after every single powerful and pinnacle on the destination screen. And so guys, there you have it. That is how to level up efficiently within Destiny 2. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.